Belle note, Billador de Poisson, Fair Lenore and the King of the Fishes.
A Missouri Pawpaw French tale originally told by Joe Ben Coleman, translated and narrated in English by Adam Polakaitis and his assistants. Once there was an old king and an old queen who had a beautiful daughter, a lovely princess. They called her Fair Lenore. She had a prince who accompanied her. One day, the prince and Fair Lenore went walking along the seaside. Fair Lenore fell into the water. The king of the fish chained her under the sea. The prince returned home, very sad from having lost the beautiful princess. Every day, the prince went for a walk along the seaside where he had lost Fair Lenore. One day, he was lonely and felt so sorry for having lost the princess that he started to lament loudly. Fair Lenore heard him lamenting. She asked the king of the fish for permission to go and speak with her brother, who was lamenting on the shore. The king of the fish said,
You can go if you want, Fair Lenore. I'll give you half an hour. Shake your chains out and go.
She left, shaking her chains out, and went on her way. When she got to the surface, she spoke with the prince for half an hour.
Come back tomorrow, Fair Lenore. Ask him for a little more time,
he said. She said,
Well, when you come tomorrow, lament very loudly, and I'll hear you.
The next day, at approximately the same time, the prince returned. He began lamenting once again. She heard him. She asked the king of the fish to let her speak with her brother that day.
Give me a little more time today,
he said.
Today you can have 3/4 of an hour. Shake your chains out longer if you want.
Fair Lenore went to speak with the prince. She shook her chains out like she wanted and sat down on the shore. The prince said to Fair Lenore,
Ask that fish there what it would take her to free you from here. Try,
he said,
to come back tomorrow and tell me.
All right, I'll ask him.
She stayed there for 40 minutes and then returned back. The king of the fish was speaking with Fair Lenore in the afternoon.
King of the fish, I have something to ask you. I know it's useless to ask, but there's no harm in asking. What will it take to free me from here?
She asked.
Well, Fair Lenore, you can be freed,
he said,
but it will be difficult. It would require a long search to find what it would take to free you. It will take golden scissors, a golden hammer, a golden anvil, and a blacksmith who can cut the chain with nothing but a word, as well as a carriage that travels as fast as the wind.
Oh, well, King of the Fish, there's no need to talk more about it. I will never be found.
The next day, the prince returned to lament once again. She asked the king of the fish for permission to speak with her brother. He asked,
Do you want more time today, Fair Lenore?
No, that's enough. But I like to have more chain to go sit farther in the shade.
Well,
he said,
Fair Lenore, take all the chain you want.
She and the prince went to sit far from the edge of the sea to talk.
Well,
He said,
Fair Lenore, did you ask him what it would have taken to free you?
Yes, my dear, I asked him.
She responded.
It will take a golden hammer, golden scissors, a golden anvil, and a blacksmith who can cut the chain with nothing but a word, as well as a carriage that travels fast as the wind.
Well,
He said,
come straight back here tomorrow, Fair Lenore. I'll have those things here and ask for a little more time.
The next day, when she heard the prince lamenting, she asked the king of the fish,
I don't think you were refusing me the chance to go talk with my brother,
she said.
Yes, fair Lenore. You can go talk with your brother if you want to. Stay for an hour today, if you wish.
She left and shook her chains out far. They took fair Lenore and placed her in the carriage, and the blacksmith, with just a word, cut the chain, and it fell into the sea. The king of the fish began to make the sea rise. It didn't matter. The carriage was going too fast. The prince said,
Now, fair Lenore, we will go get married.
They had a beautiful wedding. The prince never went for a walk along the seaside with fair Lenore again.